What's up, YouTube? This is another video in response to Seafood Freddie Lee. Just wanted to make another little video here, talking about some other stuff about this guy. It's unreal, you know, that every day this guy's got a different video about some stupid shit. I don't know what his deal is. Whether he thinks he's Mr. Bruce Lee, wants to be the next Bruce Lee, whatever he thinks he is. You know, even at one point, Bruce Lee had to prove himself. You know, there may not be any film of it, but I'm sure at one point in time, Bruce Lee had to whip somebody's ass. You know, you watch all the documentaries of him, you hear guys like John Saxton and Bob Wall telling the stories of how they witnessed fights, Bruce Lee on the sets of his movies, and he was challenged all the time. I'm sure that happened to him all the time. But the point is, you know, he had to prove himself at one point or another. You know, I'm sure he had to whip somebody's ass. You don't get that big and that famous and, you know, your techniques known worldwide and, you know, as big as he was without having to prove yourself in a real fight. You know, so that's the main problem that I have with this guy, Freddie Lee, is, you know, he's always going on and on about, he's talking about, he's teaching real martial arts, and no one else is teaching real martial arts but him, and everyone else is a fraud, everyone else is a fake, karate's corrupt, and the Gracie's corrupted jiu-jitsu, and this person did this. Like, he's, you know, it's unbelievable, you know, it's just a bunch of shit talking is what it is, just shit talking. You know, and it's just, it's pissing a lot of people off in the martial arts community. It's pissing a lot of people off in MMA. I've seen two of the guys on YouTube who made videos about this guy. And it's just, you know, either shut up or put up, man. You know, put your hands up in the air and show someone some technique. You know, I'll make you a video right now of 100 different ways I know how to survive in a fight and win in a fight. You don't even have one, man. You know, come on. It's, all you're doing is this. Talking. You know, I don't know what anyone feels about that guy from the movie Bloodsport, Frank Dukes, whether anyone believes that guy or not, whether his story is real or not, but I seen a video of him one time in an interview, and he was talking about, you know, back in the day, you know, it was either you stepped up or, you know, that was it. Either, you know, shut up, you know, or just put your hands up and fight. And that's basically what it is, you know, either put your hands up and show someone that you really know something about martial arts, or just stop making videos and close your mouth. You know, you can say whatever you want about these guys in MMA, or it's a bad sport, or it's violent, it's brutal, but in order to do that, you have to be in 100% condition. You can't just know how to do some kung fu or some taekwondo kicks. And, you know, get your facts straight before you even speak, man. Because half of the guys who are MMA fighters today come from traditional martial arts. You look at a guy like George St. Pierre, comes from, you know, he's got the karate background, taekwondo. You know, all these guys come from that. Even me, I mean, I was in, you know, when I first started martial arts, I started out boxing. I started out doing Kempo karate, Aikido, Wing Chun. I started out doing all these traditional martial arts. And the one thing that I learned is there ain't no perfect technique. There ain't no real kung fu technique that's going to, you know, win the fight for you. You know, because when it comes down to it, if you don't have basic boxing skills and basic knowledge of body mechanics and how the body actually moves and works, then you're not going to last in a real fight, man. It don't matter what kung fu you know or how you can hit pads or a kung fu dummy. That don't mean jack shit, man. Not on the street. That don't mean nothing. Okay? That means about as much as big muscles. That means nothing. Okay? Nothing. So I think you need to get your facts straight, Mr. Freddie Lee, about martial arts and about fighters and MMA and where fighting has evolved. Because you're still stuck in the past, man. You're still stuck on this traditional martial art trip that you're on, and that, you know, those days are gone, man. You know, whatever anyone feels about MMA, you know, fighting has evolved. Look at boxing from the 1800s all the way up till now, and the way boxers used to hold their hands. You ever see them old school photos of boxers back in the day, how they used to hold their hands like this with the jab out like this? You don't see boxers holding their hands like that no more. You know, that's how it shows you how fighting has evolved. You know, and if you're not willing to go with the flow, And you know, that's another thing. You know, that's what Bruce Lee was all about. You know, you got to go with the flow. It's always changing. There's no certain technique that's always going to work. You got to keep updating it, man. And you know, I just don't see any real martial arts with this guy, Freddie Lee. I see no real martial arts at all. You know, he's always jumping around on monkey bars and out at the park, and he's got these so-called safe sparring videos where these two guys are just, you know, just slapping each other in the forearms like girls, man. Just, you know, it's just laughable is what it is. It's laughable. You know, how you can call yourself a martial arts teacher and talk all this shit about everyone else in martial arts who has dedicated their lives to martial arts. You know, whether you like Van Damme's movies, whether you like Seagal's movies, whether you think they're good martial artists, at least they went out in the world and they did something. They accomplished something. They went to the next level. They're not just guys who have a gym teaching students, making YouTube videos, talking shit about everybody in the fucking universe, man. You know, because that's not cool. You know, if you're a real authentic martial arts teacher, you know, you share with the community and you give something back to the community. You don't badmouth people. Yeah, there's things about martial arts that I don't like. There's certain techniques that I don't agree with, and you know, but I don't badmouth anymore and say, oh, well, this guy's not real, or that guy's not real, or he's not a real martial artist, or he's a criminal because he's a fighter. No, man, because that's not cool. You know, that's not my job as a teacher. You know, I try to instill in my students that you learn from everybody. You know, if you go out and you learn something else somewhere, bring it back to the class, bring it back to the gym, show me, you know, and you know, give me what you got, man, because it's all about sharing and concept. Concept is a very important word in martial arts, because you know, you can show a guy a technique and you know, you can take that technique and say, oh, well, let me try to do this with it. And that's how martial arts has evolved over the years, man. People show other people tech. How do you think the Gracies evolved jiu-jitsu the way they did? Because they learned it from a Japanese martial artist. They said, okay, well, you know, the techniques that you're showing me aren't really working for me, so what if I modify this a little bit and take this and, you know, make it work for me? And, you know, that's what Bruce Lee was all about. And, you know, Freddie Lee's always talking about Bruce Lee. Well, Bruce Lee was all about learning from other people and sharing the knowledge and not just sticking to one art. You know, he didn't just say, oh, well, you know, this is my way and that's it. You know, every way was the way with Bruce Lee. And that's, I think, the point that Freddie Lee is missing. You know, he's missing that. He's always going on about Bruce Lee, but he's missing the true point that Bruce Lee was trying to leave for us. So I really think you need to go check yourself, Mr. Freddie Lee, because I just don't see any real martial arts with you guys, man. Your school, none of your students, I see nothing going on that's any kind of real fighting skills, anything that will show someone how to defend themselves in a real street situation. So, you know, I hope you watch the video, check it out, listen to what I have to say, you know, whatever. I don't really care if anyone watches these videos or likes these videos. You know, I make them just, you know, to get my voice out there.